what I'd like to talk about today is something that I have become ever increasingly passionate about since most of my life, because my life has always been very focused on healing. But this particular way and thought process has really been a part of my life for at least the last 7-8 years. And it is the idea of generational traumas and healing generational past things. Great introduction, right? So, getting right into this, let me start by saying this. Your body is a recording device. Every memory that you have, you remember it somewhere in your body. Everything in the past that you actually remember, one reason you remember it is because it sparks a feeling somewhere inside your body. One reason I think that our bodies are absolutely incredible is because of this in general. We know that traits, personalities, like nervous tics, the way we talk, the way we use our hands, the way we speak, has all been passed down generationally. We get some of our own things, which changes the bloodline essentially, but for the most part, we are the sum of every generation that has ever come before us. That's insane. And the picture in my mind that I get, kind of out there, but in the beginning, when Adam and Eve, or whoever it was that was there at the beginning, they were essentially light beings. And the more they started to experience and make their choices in this physical world, those choices essentially created the physical body. And all the generations that came after them created the physical bodies that we have now. I'm kind of on the line of thinking that what humans looked like thousands of years ago, and who knows even further, is absolutely nothing like humans look like today, like what we look like right now. Like I said, it's kind of out there. But it's just one of those things I see when I think of the generational things. All of time, all of the generations past being held in our physical bodies. Like I was saying before, we know that, doctors tell you all the time that illnesses are hereditary, that the way we talk, the way, our body functions in general is usually all hereditary. And the choices that we make in our lives add to that. But when we're born, we're pretty much just the absolute sum of everyone that's ever gone before us, combined with the other line. So you've got two lines. You've got your mom's line and your dad's line, creating a new line essentially, but all of their stuff and all of the generations behind them come together and create something new, and goes on from there. So if we know that on a physical level, then why in the world do we think that it just stops there? In a journey of healing, I think it is absolutely crucial to look at your lineage physically, but also look at the lineage spiritually. A great tool and a great roadmap for healing I have found in my own life is looking at my physical body, and anywhere there is something maybe slightly off. I have a theory that the birthmarks on our body are a real representation of something that happened in generations past that have essentially spiritually carried over into my physical body. When I presented that to a friend, they're like, yeah, I've actually heard that. And I was like, really? I haven't. I thought I came up with that myself. So the collective's starting to wake up on a deeper level. But basically, so I look at scars and the way my body is functioning, if there's any kind of disease or ailments, or my body doesn't get rid of lymphatic drainage very well, or get stuck in places, or have bad fascia tissue, or, you know, you have digestive issues, or even me with the whole throat chakra thing. I have looked back and seen a woman that was essentially tied up by her throat for I don't know what reason, but the trauma that put on her and her physical body, I believe, has carried on throughout my family for generations now. And now I'm starting to do the work in a spiritual way to heal those traumas in a physical way. It's super cool to think about. When a baby is conceived, within the first couple of weeks, they already have all of the sperm and all of the egg that will ever be inside them. So as a mother, you are carrying your future generations while you're pregnant, literally, or at least part of them. It just it absolutely mind blows me how we as a collective separate the physical from the spiritual world when they absolutely 100% work together perfectly if you let them, and if you cultivate that working together. There are so many things that I've done to heal my physical body, and I have done it all through visualization, my imagination, essentially. Because here's the thing about imagination. To think that you can think up something completely abstract, new, that doesn't ever exist, is essentially saying that you can create outside of God. Because anything that you actually can think of and have a reference for in your brain is something that's already there, that's already been created, that exists somewhere in the timelines, in the dimensions, in your generations past. And it takes a whole lot of faith to have confidence in those things that you are seeing. But I promise you, you keep doing it, you keep visualizing, you keep going inward and finding the answers within, you'll find the answers outside also. I could do a whole video, couple of videos on the idea of seeing. I have been a seer my entire life. The spiritual world has always been amazingly real to me. And because the physical world and the powers that be want to shut that down in us so heavily, and make it seem like a crazy idea, I shut it down in myself for a long time. But now, with the light, in light of everything that's been going on in the world, in light of the spiritual and the physical colliding in such a way that's scary for people, I'm starting to step into my power a lot more and let it fly. I just don't care anymore what other people think. I just don't care to hide myself anymore. I've said this on Bryce's channel when I did my initial coming back video, but I know that there is something inside of me that needs to be shared, and it is partially this whole realization of the spirit world being absolutely, completely real. And I didn't realize that other people didn't exactly understand that in the way that I do, because I don't fit in a box, and I'm not ever going to. All that to say, when dealing with physical traumas, when dealing with physical ailments, you can't just heal the physical trauma. It's essentially like the skincare, the skincare analogy that I had. People ask what my skincare routine is, and I always tell them I eat really healthy and take green supplements and vitamins and limit, if not completely cut out sugar for the most part, and my skin looks like this sometimes, and then when I don't eat like that, it looks like crap. So healing your body by eating healthy and everything is part of the equation, but the even deeper, going more within part is healing the trauma from the original source that it was created from, and removing that out of your body spiritually to where it can happen physically. I am open for anyone asking questions on this, and maybe I'll keep doing some videos on this specific topic because it's something I'm super passionate about, because I cannot stand to hear people talk anymore about their illnesses and sicknesses as if it is a I am statement, as if it's a identity. It drives me absolutely insane, because by not dealing with the root cause, and I understand that a lot of people don't have the understanding and revelation that I have on this topic, but by not really dealing with the root cause, you're choosing that for yourself, because we are the ones that create our entire reality and our entire world, and we are the ones that have the ability and the resources all within us to change it and make it look completely different. I am preaching to the preacher because there's plenty of things that I still need to work on with myself, but I have some groundwork laid within myself to know a part of what I'm talking about. So yeah. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I will respond as much as I can, and if I feel like it needs a video to the response, I will make a video to the response, because this is an extremely important thing for healing our world and actually being able to thrive in a new world. It all starts in here. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. He knew what he was talking about. Okay. Yeah. That's all I have for today. We've got some exciting things happening. Me and Catherine Edwards and Bryce are cooking up some fun. So yeah, when we get actually on the ready to announce it page, I will definitely announce it, what we're working on. But yeah, thanks for listening, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.